Hi, this is Robert Hensley at robertsdjembelessons.com. This is lesson 4 in the 20 Secrets to Inspiring Dancers. And it's so tied up to listening. Lesson 3, it's responding. Responding to the needs of this group, responding to the needs of the dancers on the floor, responding to my own impulse. 3 listening I'm doing, 3 respondings I'm doing. The more I am skilled at knowing what response is needed, the more I can provide the impulses to dance. So here's what I've learned about some of the signals and corresponding response. I mentioned last time that if somebody in my group, I'm going to talk about the drummers first. If somebody in my group, my drum troupe on either side of me or in the circle, is off on the pulse, or he's doing something chaotic and not really adding, he's just distracting from the whole thing, it is my responsibility as the leader to correct them in a gentle, loving way. We don't want to make them look bad. We don't want to frown. We don't want to tell them bleh. We just can give them an example that's better than what they're doing. We can suggest, we can ask them to do something different. Sometimes I will actually get up and go over and talk to someone. That's rare, but if I have to, I will, because I'm there for the dancers, and I'm there for creating cohesive music that feels good to everybody. And the drummers are here with us to co-create, it's true, and it might be their voice, but they might also just be confused. So I very much prefer to drum with drummers that I know. And I create circles that are filled with drummers that I know. That way they know my signals, they know to listen, they know that I'm not unhappy with them. I'm just trying to create a more positive effect on the bodies of the dancers. And since they have found that when we work together in these 20 secrets, follow these 20 principles, they have witnessed that they get more joy because they get the synergistic expression, the synergistic energy exchange with the dancers, and that brings amazing joy, fulfillment. So they know if they listen to me that they're going to get more enjoyment from the drum circle. I even hold circles for divine feminine expression. They can do anything they want, and I make sure that the guys drumming are very seriously self-contained and not responding to anything except the energy exchange. They're not making it personal. We'll talk about that on another part of the site. I'm thinking of adding a section. But the idea to respond to the needs of the drummers is crucial to making sure that we are having the maximum effect for the dancers. I have to take responsibility. I have to be able to do what's uncomfortable as a leader to create that amazing situation for the dancers. If we're just going to take anything that happens, I don't know in every case we're going to have the most effect for the dancers. I prefer a circle that has a relationship and responsibility for the dancers. So here's one way that I might respond to my drummers. If they are a little off, then I might stop whatever soloing or part I'm holding, and I'm just going to look over and line them up. Yeah. I want to make sure I'm encouraging, and I want to make sure that I'm correcting at the same time, that I'm lining them in. When they've got that pulse on, and the other drummers are also in line with that pulse, I can look right out and watch the energy pick up on the floor. Every time. It's always instant and clear. As soon as the drummers line up and get on pulse and we're acting in cohesion, in synchrony, we're acting collectively, we're supporting each other, it always makes an immediate difference on the dance floor. So work with your drummers. Take the responsibility if you're the leader. And if you're one of the drummers in the group, watch the leader and take responsibility that what you're putting into the circle fits what that leader is guiding you to. The next thing, the category, watching the dancers. I listed a couple of examples in the listening lesson. If they are decreasing their energy, if they're dancing with less volume, if they're dancing with less speed, if they cut their rhythms in half, if their faces go from to calm, if they are walking away, if you find them clumping together and talking, if you find them it's some of my circles, I'll see them sit down, laying down, go get water. All that you can respond with in a number of ways, but we know we have to change the energy. So the response I usually take is, if I catch it early enough and the energy is not all dissipated, then I'll signal my drummers that we're going to pick up the pace, and I might start drumming more elaborately. But we'll pick up the pace, increase the energy, pick up the volume, pick up tempo. We could dynamically change things and pick up the volume. We can change the rhythm to go from funky to excited. We can change all the things that you're about to learn in the next of the 20 lessons, 20 secrets. There's a lot of ways to respond to that, but when we notice those signs, we want to respond, and we want to increase the energy. There are times when it's time to decrease the energy, and that is after it's been ecstatic for a while. You might find them getting tired or getting tired of it. We have, just like in lesson number 1, when dancing has its ups and downs too. It has its excited stages and it has its silent moments. When we make time for those silent moments, we're giving space for them to get back into the other kind of bliss, the relaxed bliss. And that feeds their ability to go excited next time. So it's like pulling back the bow on the arrow to shoot it forward. That pulling back on the bow, that silent time, is crucial for the next excitement phase. You can take people on a ride like this during a drum circle or during a performance. And that is key. So I want to watch when they're when the energy is high and starting to come down, I want to allow it. I want to take it on. I want to guide it. And I want to own it. I want to control that decrease by creating a rhythm that relates to what's already happening in the dancing energy. So I go ahead and I either bring down the tempo, or I change it to simple heartbeat, or I change it to a simple rhythm that really is kind of slow and funky. Again, like one of my favorites for that is Yankee, the first part, or the whole Yankee rhythm. The idea is follow the signals of the dancer and guide it. Give them what they want, but own the room. Don't just follow. Lead by following. It's an amazing thing that you can also do in your relationships between men and women. All right? Robert Hensley, that's the lesson on responding at robertsdjembelessons.com.